Hey guys, this is Nirpam from the Underwater Photography Guide and Bluewater Photo. I'm here today with the Kraken KRH07 and 08 by extension underwater smartphone housing. This is the new smartphone housing from Kraken. I got a chance to dive with it in sunny California here at Catalina Island. It's been an awesome housing to dive with. It gives you a lot more control over your smartphone than the old housing did with the new app. So the new app actually lets you control ISO, it lets you control shutter speed, it lets you control the zoom, it lets you control autofocus and focus. So it gives you a lot more capability. Now the housing itself is also upgraded. It's got an 18650 battery inside of it, which makes the runtime a lot longer. And then it also, along with the 18650 battery, it actually has a cable that you can put inside of the housing that will connect between your phone and the housing itself, and the housing will charge your phone. So that'll extend the battery life on your phone. And that was pretty cool to see that. I was able to do 2 dives easily, and I think I'm still at like 50% on the phone charge. So that was pretty awesome. Now, the housing itself comes with a vacuum, so it does have a vacuum seal, so you always know that your housing is good before you get in the water. I recommend sealing it up half an hour before you get in the water. You just take the vacuum pump, you give it a couple pumps, it'll turn green, and as long as your housing is green, you know you're good to go in the water and you have a good seal. The housing is easy to open. It's just got a simple O-ring design, so it's got a single O-ring here. And kind of a new cool invention with this housing is it has this sticky center right here. It's the sticky tape, and it stays sticky, but basically it allows your housing, or your phone to stick inside the housing and position itself. And you're able to position your phone so that you can nicely do a selfie on the back, and there's a new selfie mode on the new app. And then it can also just take a normal photo straight out of the front screen here, which is nice and wide. Now another aspect of having this wide screen is your smartphone can also go into the wide angle view, and that's been fun to shoot underwater as well. So I enjoyed shooting the wide angle view. I had a Samsung Galaxy S20. The wide angle lens on that was nice. There's a little bit of distortion, but it just depends on what phone you have in terms of how it's going to look through that lens, and again also with the image quality and your video quality. I love the video quality I got with my Samsung. I was able to get some nice light rays on the Garibaldi, and I've just been kind of shooting these schools of Garibaldi out here, and really like the quality that I get from it. So the housing controls your phone via Bluetooth, and all you have to do is put your phone in there, connect it with your Bluetooth, make sure your Bluetooth is on, but you put your phone in airplane mode so that you don't get any phone calls underwater there and messing up your camera. And you also want to make sure that your screen is set so that it doesn't turn off while you're diving. I also put my display on the phone a little bit higher in brightness, and I don't use adaptive brightness so that it stays consistent underwater. Now the buttons on this new housing are really nice and easy to press. They're metal, they're labeled, and it's very easy to navigate through the app. All you have is an up and down button, a function button to set some of your settings. If you want to play around with black backgrounds and you want to play around with your ISO, your shutter speeds, you can actually play around with video lights and try to get black backgrounds and nice macro subjects as well, just because you have more control over your smartphone than you normally would with other smartphone housing apps. So finally, there's 2 versions of the smartphone housing. There's the KRH07, which has a depth and temperature sensor. That's what I was diving with today. That retails for $449. The KRH08, which does not have the depth and temperature sensor, that is $375. For $375, to be able to take your smartphone underwater, capture beautiful photos and videos, it's probably the most affordable option to really get into underwater photography and video. So I'm pretty happy that this exists. I do hope it brings more people into the art form, and I really can't wait to see what people get with this housing.